Do you have the problem of doing E-Man? Or prepping for E-Man during Aatrox? Can't survive or do enough damage? Don't know what gears to use and what weapons to use? This is the video that will help you out to solve all these problems. Before the video starts, remember to like, comment, subscribe. This will motivate me to make more videos for you guys, and thank you. Now let the video begin. Before starting E-Man, make sure you have the following items: a Reaper Scythe, a Healing Orb, a wand that heals you, and a Fluorite Zombie Sword for healing, or a Pigment Sword for defense. Personally, I would recommend a Pigment Sword. That's why I highly prefer your Wolf and Rev Slayer being level 7 before doing E-Man, so you could use all these items or the higher version of these items I just mentioned. For magical power, obviously higher the better, so you could do more damage to kill the boss faster so you don't fail your Slayer quest. Also, for Reforged Stone, you might want to use whichever one does more damage. I recommend Silky or Hurtful Reforge. Then you will need a pet, either a E-Man pet if you have problems surviving, or a Tiger pet for more damage and DPS. Make sure you are close to 85% attack speed. It will make your life much more easier going against the bosses. You can use tuning points for attack speed if you want to. All these things I mentioned above are used through all tiers of E-Man bosses. For tier 1 E-Man, you could just use dragon armors, preferring strong or superior, whichever one you could get, or any armor that's better. This also applies with weapons. You would want to place down your healing orb before the boss spawns, or when the boss spawns. Use the Reaper Scythe for summon zombies for hit phase, and then when the hit phase is gone, go hit the boss. This will apply for all tiers of E-Man bosses. And then you're basically done with tier 1. For tier 2 E-Man bosses, you should use Shadow Assassin armor or Necron armor for more damage and EHP. For weapon choices, obviously, highest damage weapon possible. The tier 2 boss is just same as tier 1 boss, but there will be a beacon mechanic. The boss would toss the beacon somewhere around during the fight. What you need to do is to touch the beacon to make it disappear. If you don't do that, once the beacon pops, it will insta-kill you. After you're done with the beacon, you just go back to hitting the boss. For getting beacon easier, you could also use the aspect of the end or aspect of the void, so you could teleport directly to get the beacon. At this point, you should have the final destination armor set. This armor set can increase your survivability and damage significantly against the boss because of the perks it gives. In tier 3, you might want to start using Katana because this is the weapon that is made for this Slayer and it gives more damage than other weapons against E-Man. If at this point you have Juju, you can also use it for hit phase with your Reaper Scythe summons. Make sure to activate your Katana ability by right clicking it before you shoot with your Juju for hit phase, so the ability of the Katana can apply while you're shooting the boss for hit phase, giving you more ferocity so you could go through the hit phase faster. And this is how it looks like. If you wonder why is this part of the video so long, it's because I'm prepping you for the tier 4 bosses. You will be using all of what I just mentioned in tier 4 E-Man bosses. Alright, congrats, you finally made it. Now you could do a tier 4 E-Man boss. This is where the ultimate peak for E-Man is. Where all the E-Man sweats are. Definitely not me being rank 14 E-Man making this guy. If you had no problem beating all the previous tier of E-Man bosses and being very familiar with the mechanics, also being having the gears that I previously mentioned in the video, you should be fine for doing tier 4 E-Man bosses. Doing tier 4 E-Man boss, obviously you will want to use the best weapon that you have that does the most damage. This is where the Adam Split Katana comes in. This is the best katana that you could get for doing E-Man. You can get this katana when you're E-Man 6, so once you get to E-Man 6, I would highly suggest you to rush that weapon so you could ease your way in to do tier 4 E-Man bosses. At this point, if you have some money to spend, I highly suggest you to buy an Ender Dragon pet and an Ender Relic. With an Ender Dragon pet, your damage will increase by a lot, not just because of the stats that the pet gives, but also the perk it gives. Getting an Ender Relic or artifact will help you take less damage from the boss so you can survive better. Also, you will want to start buying equipments that have vitality attributes on it, so you can regen or heal more. With these equipments, it will let you do the boss in a more comfortable HP amount, so you won't need to worry about dying. For this tier of the boss, I recommend having at least around 700 magical power to do this boss, or else it will be kind of rough for you. You might not be able to kill it in time and fail your Slayer quest because the HP of a tier 4 E-Man boss is 210 million. Alrighty, after going over what you should get for tier 4 E-Man, it's time to talk about the boss itself. For tier 4 E-Man boss, it will include all the mechanics of previous tier bosses, but adding a laser face, and this is how it looks like. After the laser phase, just do what you did for previous bosses. Hit it till hit phase, use summons and Juju or Tram for hit phase with your katana ability, and look at those heads as summon mid-air so you don't take damage anymore. Just repeat the same process until you beat the boss, and now you're done with tier 4s. After all this being said, let's take a look of how the real action is. I will also talk in this part of the video to tell what I did while doing the boss to make it easier. As you can see, as soon as the boss spawns, I place down my Overflux Orb. Once the boss got into hit phase, I immediately swapped to my Reaper Sight and used summons, and then also activated my katana ability to use my turn to turn it down to go through hit phase faster. As you can see, once the boss got out of hit phase, I used my Pigment Sword ability to get more defense, so when I hit the boss, I take less damage. And just like that, a tier 4 E-Man boss is done. But wait, what if I tell you that there are faster ways of doing E-Mans?
Free as the wind and as strong as a piece of amber. Give me a breath like the fire you'll soon remember. Ooh. I'll be inflicting glory and I'm singing. Ooh. Drowning out all this propaganda. How do you do? For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. Hand back, John, I let loose. Don't mind if I do. For all the things that I've said, pushing me closer to the edge. Hand back, John, I let loose. Don't mind if I do.
Hope you enjoyed watching the video. If you're not already in the Discord server, you should go ahead and join. I will be posting whenever we're going to be streaming on the Discord server. Hope to see you there, and thank you for watching.